comunidad de Roastbrief, seguimos en el marco de OFF México 2025. Estamos aquí con un gran invitado, Robert Hodging. You just had one of the amazing and great keynotes I have ever seen at OFF.
Well, great.
I mean, it was mind blown. I mean,
Appreciate
it really blew my mind. So congratulations. I mean,
thank you.
It was quite fun to see it.
It was a lot of fun to do. I'm glad I'm doing conferences again because I took a lot of time off, and I'm just glad to be back on stage again.
Yes, it was really great, and what amazed me was like your work always pushes the boundaries from all of this motion design into these interactive territories.
Yeah.
How do you approach balancing this artistic freedom with all of this technological contrast?
Usually, especially when I'm working on a personal project, something new from scratch, it's usually based on something that I've seen in nature, like whether it's flocking birds or how fish travel as groups, or maybe how flowers open up or how insects move. And I'll think about what are the forces present in this system that I know that I could start to try to simulate in tools like Houdini. And so usually the simulation sort of sciencey bit comes first, where I try to make something move in the right way or make objects behave in a way that makes sense. And then I start to think about how it should look, like how to finesse it so that it doesn't just look like a scientific experiment, that it starts to feel more like an artistic presentation. So the science bit comes first, the coding, the structure, the simulation, and then I start to worry about trying to make it feel like something I made, something that is hopefully beautiful and something that inspires other people.
I mean, Rare Volume combines this art, data, and technology to tell these impactful stories.
Yeah.
And that's really interesting. I have never seen that before.
Yeah.
What role does storytelling play in this making all of these complex and both functional and emotional works?
Sure. It's not uncommon for us to sort of see and experience data viz projects that feel kind of mechanical, and they don't touch upon the like, why is this data being analyzed? What's interesting about the data? What takeaways are people supposed to have? And so we don't ever want to be in a position where we're doing just data analysis. We want to be able to sort through really complex data and find interesting things inside of it that we could then emphasize in a creative way that'll hopefully help people have more of an understanding of what's happening in the data.
Yes.
So it's more than just showing charts. Like, we want to show things that are hidden in the data that you just can't easily notice.
Yes, I mean, it's such an interesting way to work. I mean, it is like you collaborated with brands like Google, like Warner Bros. Discovery, and even the Major Baseball League. I mean, you've been work and been through a lot of industries. How do you adapt this generative art to resonate with both corporate goals and also all of these audiences' expectations?
It's not every project where we get to do that. A lot of the projects we're brought on to help visualize content that they've created. So we'll be brought in to do like digital signage. Or we'll be brought in to do, big video projections on non-flat surfaces, things like that. But sometimes we get brought in early enough that we can impact the creative decisions, and I think that's where we shine. The Warner Media Project was a great example of that, because they had a ton of data. They didn't really know what they wanted to do with it, and so we created a couple interactive pieces, which I didn't show during the talk, but one of the interactive pieces pulled the scripts from every one of their TV shows and movies, and we visualized the scripts as like a background texture of just floating letters. And we would then look on Twitter to see if people were quoting the television shows that were part of the Warner Media umbrella of TV shows. And then we'd use the quote, we'd check the closed captioning data to figure out where in the video that quote existed. We'd crop a video to that quote, and then we'd present that video showing the quote and the tweet. And so we love doing stuff like that because it's equal parts like technologically complicated, but also visually compelling. And so being able to get those two systems to work well together to create something that doesn't feel like it was led by just the tech team, or doesn't feel like it was led by just the design team. It feels integrated in a way that I think sets us apart from a lot of the other companies that do similar work.
I mean, but from quotes, you build an entire storytelling story. I mean, how hard it was. I mean, did you thought about all of these process to do it with the quotes?
Yeah, it was something that we started to explore, and then the idea occurred to us as we were exploring it. We knew we had access to the videos of the TV shows and the movies. We knew that those shows had closed captioning data, so we knew that we had access to the text. So we started to think, what can we do with the text that would be surprising and also challenging? And so that's how we came up with the concept for that interactive.
Wow. So, as a generative and real-time visualization tools are evolving so fast, so quickly, what do you see as the next frontier from this interactive art and design industry?
If I knew that. We're in a difficult place now because technology is changing just significantly faster than I think any of us in this business expected. Like, nobody 2 years ago thought that we'd get fully generated videos with synced audio. Like, that wasn't a thing that anybody anticipated. So I don't feel comfortable predicting what's next because I have no idea. Every time I turn on my computer in the morning, I get a feed of like articles that are in the tech space, and I just browse through them, and I'm just constantly amazed. Like, oh, we can do that now? No idea. The fact that the thing that sort of blew my mind recently was these companies that are able to produce AI-generated songs. I mean, sure, they trained it off of the work of every artist out there because they've got access to that data. But to think that AI can make a song that's actually entertaining to listen to, it's well structured, good vocals, good lyrics, never would have guessed that was something that would have happened in the next decade, let alone like 6 months ago. So I'm staying out of the business of predicting future trends because no idea what's next. No idea what people should learn. It's all just a big mystery now.
Yes, but like you said in your keynote, I mean, always keep informed.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the most that we can do is just try to understand what's changing in those spaces and think about how it might impact you, if not now, maybe in a year, maybe in 5 years, and try as best you can to plan for it. And that's why I'm like, it's sort of my new thing now to convince people to try to explore interests that are outside of a computer. And like maybe you played guitar once when you were younger, but you gave it up. Like, go back to it, because I still think that type of engagement with creativity, hands-on, not digital, I think that there's something there that sort of refreshes the soul. And if AI is going to start doing all the creative stuff and eventually maybe do all of it better than any of us could, then what does that leave for us? And I think personal storytelling, I think playing instruments, doing crafts, doing hands-on art, learn woodworking. Just try something that's outside of the digital space. It doesn't have to be your focus, 40 hours a week, but just like an hour a day, just to sort of get back in touch with a world that's not just hidden in your computer, that's going to be taken over by
be part of the real world for once.
And I don't know, I think it can be really refreshing.
Well, Robert, it's been a privilege to me to have you here. Congratulations. That was an amazing keynote.
Thank you.
And thank you so much. It's been so inspiring to have you here. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Nice meeting you.
Nos vemos, comunidad de Roastbrief. Continuamos en OFF 2025.